our show with Giannis making his long-awaited return after his 15-game absence. He was out with that calf injury. It's the second one of the season. He was hosting the Boston Celtics last night. So here with Ramona Shelburne, Tim McMahon. Let's get straight to the action here. Giannis imposing his will early here, Tim.
Yeah, that looks like Giannis just getting right to the rim whenever he wants.
Getting to the rim exactly when you need him. There he is.
1-on-3.
He subbed out, though, after 6 minutes in the first here. And then early in the second, Giannis still on the bench. This is when the Celtics start to make their run. Sam Hauser pokes it away. Pritchard picks it up. Oh.
Not eligible for the award, but best sixth man in the league.
Celtics up by 12. And then next possession, Nikola Vucevic finds Hauser.
It's been a nice fit there, Vucevic.
Drains the three. The Celtics, they lead by 15. So off to the third we go. Bucks down 14. A little big-to-big action here. Miles Turner finds Giannis, who stuffs it this time over 1, 2, 3. Count them. Yeah, that's 4 Celtics defenders. Still, though, it's a big lead for the Celtics. Giannis once again spins his way inside. He had 19 points, 11 rebounds. But here, you see the Celtics' depth on display. Derek White takes it the other way, gives it back here to Gonzalez. Watch him. Finds him for the nice little backdoor cut. Celtics go on to win this one 108-81. Here's Giannis on how he felt in his return.
I'll be honest with you.
Welcoming in our reporter who covers the Bucks for us, Jamal Collier. Jamal, you're in the Bulls arena right now, but you were in Milwaukee last night. What was the feeling around Giannis and his return here?
Well, Malika, excitement for the Bucks to have him back on the court.
Sure.
The first time since the trade deadline. He's still in Milwaukee, but also optimism. I mean, this was coming off a stretch where the Bucks had one of their best stretches of the season. They had won 8 of 11 at some point in February. Doc Rivers said before the game that, they felt like they had turned a corner and found out how to play without Giannis. And this is a team that still is trying to chase a play-in spot in the Eastern Conference, and they're excited to get Giannis back into that mix. Giannis wasn't really ready to get into all that, as you heard after the game. He was just excited to be back on the floor after so much missed time with injuries. He's not used to that. He was kind of almost reckoning with his own basketball mortality. He's a guy who you tell him 4 weeks, right? He's going to be out. He's back in 2 weeks. And he thought it was going to be the same with this calf injury. And that's just not been the case. It's continued to recur and really robbed him of 29 games, the most missed time he's had at any point in his career for a season. So he was happy to be back on the floor, wasn't worried about how this Bucks season was going to end, but just to get back, get into rhythm, and to finally be able to play basketball again.
Yeah, it was sort of an interesting contrast, though, Jamal. You were there listening to these players. I wasn't. But to hear Giannis say that he didn't really want to go down that road, he wanted to just focus on the fact that he was back. But then you have someone like Bobby Portis, his teammate, saying that after years of competing for a championship, to just be trying to talk about competing for a play-in, he said it felt kind of off to him. And that seems to be the story of what's happening here in Milwaukee. Jamal, we appreciate it. Thank you so very much for the time. We did only have 4 games across the association last night, but why don't we just get out and run? This is more of a sprint coast to coast. We're going to start in D.C. That's where the Rockets beat the Wizards 123-118. Houston's big three, KD, Şengün, Amen Thompson. They combined for 84 points here, Tim. What are the Rockets' points of emphasis in the last stretch of the season?
Look, this is a team that's really been struggling offensively for much of the season. They decided not to go after a point guard in the trade market, in the buyout market. They are banking on the growth of Amen Thompson and Reed Shepherd.
And what a cool moment that we saw KD coaching up some of the young Wizards after the game. From east to west, that's what Darius Garland did, where he made his debut for the Clippers in a comeback win against the Warriors. Ramona, what does this win mean for LA?
Well, they got a lot of optimism. They played well, surprisingly well, after their trades of Ivica Zubac and James Harden. But Garland took a little while to get going, but they found it in the second half, and they rallied from a big deficit here in this game to beat the Golden State Warriors, who are now falling in that play-in tournament.
And it seems like, Kawhi Leonard is trying to lead the charge for this team. We did have the game of the night, though, between Jamal Murray and Keontae George. They duked it out here in Utah. So picking things up late in the fourth here, Jamal Murray spins, gets that one to go, executing late, knocking down the jumper. The Nuggets take a 1-point lead. 2:20 left. Murray loses the ball. Watch Kyle Filipowski here. Picks it up, full court heat to Keontae George, who throws it down. So now it's the Jazz playing that tune up by 4. A few possessions later, all knotted. Keontae George finishes that layup inside, plus the foul.
It's his second game back after missing a couple of weeks with that injury.
And he finished with 36 points. Next Nuggets possession here, Murray, that cold mid-range jumper. He has 43 points now, Nuggets down 1. And then Jamal working again in the final seconds here. Can't get that one to go, but a foul would be called on the jumper. Elijah Harkless appears to hit him maybe on the wrist there.
Oh, he definitely got it.
So watch Nikola Jokic, the frustration maybe boiling over here, Tim?
Yeah, there's been a whole lot of this. We saw a little fracas in OKC the other night. He's frustrated, I think, with physical play against him, and honestly, I think he's frustrated with his own play recently.
So Filipowski, though, was called for a foul on that one. Will Hardy, none too pleased. Tough break for the Jazz, though. Jokic missed the free throw. Nuggets up by 1. And now Jokic saying, no, pleading his case. George can't finish the layup. The call would be overturned. The Nuggets are awarded possession. This is the last chance. Can't get it to go. Murray finished with 45 points in this one. His 9th 45 point of the game. I don't know, though. That was a tight one there for the Denver Nuggets. They did improve to 10-0 when Jamal Murray scores 40 points in his regular season career. It's the 4th time scoring 40 this season. That's twice as many as any other year in his career. But they needed every one of those points to beat the Utah Jazz. Tim, you've spent a lot of time here with the Denver Nuggets, and they've been facing a ton of injuries, and they're really piling up, especially at the wing position. Aaron Gordon, Cam Johnson, Peyton Watson is out as well. How confident are they that they still have time to put this thing together?
Well, they're hoping to get 20, maybe 15 games with that group together going into the playoffs. They are confident that they can be a real threat in the Western Conference if they get healthy, but it is a big if. They're expecting to get Peyton Watson and Aaron Gordon back soon. Again, though, with Gordon, they've really got to be careful. He's the difference between them being a good defensive team and a disaster on that end, but he's had so many of these soft tissue and specifically hamstring injuries.
Yeah, and they're always so confident because Joker is Joker. But, somebody pointed out to me, it's a lot better than last year at this time. Last year at this time, when things were just falling off the rails, coach got fired, the GM got fired with a couple games left to go in the season, and they got it together at the end. And I think there's this confidence because of all the playoff success they've had over the years that this group has been together, that they will figure it out as long as they get healthy at the end.
Yeah, but we weren't seeing this last year, and maybe the bar is low if that's what they're saying is, good news, it's not where we were last year when we had to fire a head coach. But the frustration, it seems like, and you can see it in the video, Tim, that's not usually what we're accustomed to from Nikola
Aaron Gordon's his protector, though. Like, somebody was messing with Joker like that. Gordon,
I thought it was his brothers. Well, a little bit of
that too. But listen, Joker and David Adelman addressed this after the game in OKC, and basically said he thinks a lot of his frustrations coming from the way that the whistle works, right? The game is officiated differently on the perimeter than it is in the paint, where Joker takes as much beating as anybody in the league. Now, Joker also dishes out a lot. Yeah. I think you saw that there. I think, if you ask OKC, they're like, hey, a lot of that wrestling, he's initiating. And again, I'm not a psychologist. Joker would never admit this. I think a lot of Joker's frustration is he's not himself. He missed that time with the knee. Gets it or not,
is bothering him.
I mean, he was seen during All-Star Weekend with a brace on that wrist, right? This is his shooting wrist. His efficiency is way down. This is not the normal, historically dominant version of Nikola Jokic we're used to seeing.
And from my understanding, chatting with folks around the Nuggets, this isn't an injury. This is an injury he's going to have to continue to manage. It's something that he's been dealing with for some time, and it's something that he's going to have to continue to deal with years, even as they try to make this playoff run. The Nuggets, they're trying to put the pieces together. We will certainly be keeping an eye on that. But we turn now to a developing story. NBA veteran Terry Rozier, former